Welcome to my first Lego City tour. First, I'm going to take you through the current state of my Lego City, kind of show you what I have going on, what modulars I have, and then I want to really get into my goals that I have for my Lego City, all the additions, all the upgrades that I want to make, and just lay out a general game plan for what I want to do over the next 6 months. Currently, you can see that I have a shelf city because of how small of an apartment I have, but I still have a very large space on these shelves, and I only have that little opening left for modular buildings right now. The nice part about these shelves is that they are a base plate and a half deep when the buildings are pushed all the way back. But we run into an issue with these poles here. Pushed back to the pole, to this pole, it's a base plate and 12 studs. And as you can see, I currently don't have roads in my city, but that is definitely one of the goals that I have for the next 6 months. So I lied.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
I do have a little stretch of road, and that's because my modular buildings on my top shelf, I actually put the bar in between the Daily Bugle and the Sanctum, but you can see that there is a little table gap in between the two modulars, but it allowed me to push them all the way back to where I could have the street plates be down. But you can see that it's higher than the sidewalk and it just doesn't look super great, and so I think I need to come up with a solution for that. What is pretty cool with how deep these shelves are is that I can fit a whole nother half base plate. So here I have all the modulars up to the front of the shelf, but if we look here, I have Diagon Alley behind this row of modular buildings. I don't know if I'm gonna want to keep that there. I had an idea to potentially either put it down there with my wife's books or on another shelf with her books and put them to where they're like little book nooks. Doing that would allow me to push these modulars back and have the road match on all 3 levels. Top shelf, we kind of have our pop culture area. We have the Sanctum Sanctorum, the Daily Bugle, because the Daily Bugle will only fit on this top shelf because of how tall it is. We also have Sitcom Tower, which again is also so tall that will only fit on the top shelf. But then we have the Palace Cinema, so it's kind of going all together with like TVs and movie shows. And then over here we have the bookshop, which was my first modular ever, but I don't know if I'm in love with it currently being there. And then we have the lighthouse. Moving down to the second shelf, I have mostly newer modulars. I have the boutique hotel here on the corner, and I really like it here because you can see the art gallery. I just don't know if I'm in love with the police station being right next to it. I think it fits really well with this newsstand. I think the Parisian restaurant might look better next to it because it looks like it's all that one like dining area. We have the new jazz club, which I kind of do like the donut shop and the jazz club with the pizzeria being next to each other because those 2 colors are really fun together. I then have the first MOC that I ever created on my own, and that's my Lego Apple Store. I made this based off of the Apple Store that I work at here in Boston, and I think it turned out really sick. It's going to be a very interesting time though moving it to a Mills plate. We've then got the diner, which out of all the modulars, I don't know if I love that it's on the second shelf. That one might also be moving. And then I have Assembly Square that I finally put together. I used to have the European Jazz Club, but then I took that apart and made it back into the Assembly Square. Last but not least, on my little bottom shelf here, I have the Grand Emporium, which I got for a really good deal. I then have one of my favorite modulars that I've ever put together, and that's the Parisian restaurant. I still need to light this one up, but this was such a fun build, and I definitely think I want to move this up a shelf. Next to that, I have the Rebrickable Noodle Shop that I will link in the description. This was also a really fun build, and I lit this up custom, which is really fun because I got to add details like this guy on top who just rubbed the glowing lamp and the genie came out.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Which is really neat, but I really like that building, especially as a corner building that can go next to another corner building to create this like alley. Then have a rebrickable model for 12 Grimwald Place, but I'm kind of falling out of love with it. It just doesn't bring as much to the modular city, and I feel like it looks a little out of place, so I might be parting that out soon. I'm unsure, but I know my wife really likes this set, so we'll see. And finally, we've got my Lego Store MOC that you might have seen me build in my shorts, but this is a behemoth of a modular. I've got the Lego store underneath, and then I've got where I put all of my winter sets, but I think this could look really cool in the Lego City. I think it could also look really neat next to the Apple store. So I just gotta mess around with the placement of this modular, but it is a honker of a set. It goes all the way back to the back of the base plate. And over here we do have some more free space. We've got about 2 base plates over there of space, but a little bit of it will be hidden by the drawers. But I have my Boston MOC that I'm going to be making, so that's going to go in that spot, or just add to all of it to where it takes up that spot. Like I said, I might take apart 12 Grimwell Place and have room for other modulars, but other than that, that's kind of the restriction on space we have here in the Lego City. Other than actually building the modular buildings, I have a lot of things planned for the city. I have a lot of different sets to light up, like my MOCs that I need to light up. I have the Parisian restaurant that I need to light up. I also have the sitcom tower that I need to light up. I also want to move all of these modulars over to Mills plates. If you don't know what Mills plates are, it's what I built my outdoor MOC on. Essentially, it takes the modular and it lifts it up off the base plate by a brick and a plate. And so then with everything raised up, it's a system where you can kind of move modulars and stuff around a lot easier, and you can connect them underneath, and it just makes things more seamless. It also allowed you to build deeper. So like the streets can be like offset and lower than your sidewalks in your buildings. Mills plating can be expensive, but I was able to find a really good deal on a lot of bulk Lego, and I'm excited to move all of these over to Mills. The only issue is I have to take each story off, and then I have to rebuild the entire bottom onto the new Mills plate. But this will give me a good opportunity to go through each modular and do like a little review slash like overview of the lighting kit that I have on it, and what I think about the set and all that kind of stuff. It'll also give me an opportunity to fix up my Apple store and kind of show you the process of that. Once we get the Mills plating done, I already mentioned it, but I want to build a road that will go 12 studs wide, and I want to custom build that with at least 6 to 8 studs worth of street and a median of some sort, so it looks cohesive and it looks kind of like it was just sliced at the median, and so we can at least fit a 6 wide car on it, which is what the promo moving truck and the cars that come with the sets, that's what size they are. The Speed Champions are 8 studs wide, so I might not be able to fit those, but I'll at least be able to fit comfortably the modular cars. Then also want to add street lamps and other things into that median, and add some cars, which will be really nice, and just kind of make the city feel a little cleaner. Along with adding light kits to these buildings, a thing that I also want to work on is my cord management for all of these cords that come down for all of my light kits. And I want to either make a facade of some sort that can go behind this out of Lego, or print like clouds and blue sky to go behind them, so that it hides the cords working all its way down to the bottom shelf where there's a big USB hub for all of them, and they plug in down there. If you have any ideas for what I could put behind here, please let me know. My eventual goal for my Lego city is to have a table city, but I'm gonna be in this apartment and it's about 500 square feet for another year and a half. So I'm just going to try to make my shelf city the best shelf city that it can be. Thank you so much for watching my first Lego City tour. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any ideas or suggestions for any of the projects that I talked about, or just the Lego City in general, please let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I am so excited to bring you along for all of these different projects and more Lego City updates. So please stay tuned, hit that notification button. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.